What's up, agents? Wolf here. Welcome to another Division 2 video. In today's video, I want to talk about the fact that raid exclusive exotics and the Bighorn will be available in the Dark Zone as loot drops. And I want to give you my thoughts and opinions after going through what other content creators and some of the community members think about this. There are very mixed emotions, and I really wanted to delve into this. So please make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment down below of what you think and your thoughts, and let's get straight on with the video. So if you guys have not seen the patch notes, I will read word for word what it states that is coming in Season 11. Now, if you're questioning when this will be released, when is Season 11 coming, I would say by the end of January, hopefully. Normally, it's a week or two after the PTS, and the PTS has just finished. To be honest, I'm not happy with it. The hotshot gear set was stacking too much damage. I could hit over 500 million a shot. The new exotic marksman rifle, you were unable to scope in on it to test the talent. There were so many bugs and issues. We never really got to test anything, especially the Ninja Bike messenger bag, or the bag, which is going to be coming in Season 11. We never got to try it. It wasn't included. So this is what it says about the fact that we'll be able to obtain 3 weapons or 3 exotics, exclusive exotics that were gated in the Dark Zone. So I'm going to list the 3. So it's the Ravenous, the Bighorn, and Eagle Bearer. I feel like we don't really need to talk about the Bighorn because the Bighorn is obtainable from doing legendary mission, and I feel like it's just a good thing for everybody. It was very difficult to get, especially if you didn't have a coordinated group, but I guess it could apply. It depends on how you view it. I think it's a good thing. The main issue, I think, from what I've seen, is the Ravenous and the Eagle Bearer, because those are locked behind the 2 raids. So let's talk about it. So let me quickly state exactly what it specifies. Exotics that are otherwise exclusive to a specific content/source are available as random contaminated drops in the Dark Zone. This means that it's going to be contaminated, guys, so you need to actually extract it. Exotic weapons that can be received as random loot drops after killing enemies in the Dark Zone. So we can obtain them from killing any enemy in the Dark Zone. So it's the Ravenous, Bighorn, and Eagle Bearer. So I'm going to, talk about my post that I made on Twitter. We got quite a lot of traction there, and there was a huge discussion going on. Link in the description for my Twitter page. Make sure you guys go and check it out so you can keep in the loop with every update that I make on my Twitter page. So I tweeted, how does everyone feel about raid exclusives being added to the DZ loot pool? Your comments will be featured in my next video just to make sure everyone is happy the fact that I will be making this video. Then we actually got a response from Wids. Now, if you guys don't know Wids, he's one of the OG creators from Division 1. What he stated was the game is getting old and so are the raids. I don't see any downside at all to putting raid items in the DZ at this point. A month after raid? Yeah, that's bad. This far in? No. DZ should also have legendary difficulty drops as well. Is it too late to make a difference? Yes, but still. So I really do agree with what he's saying here. The downside to putting items in the raid, maybe it is too late. Maybe this is a way for them to open the floodgates to allow just everyone to just get what they need to get, especially if you're struggling to maybe do the raid or do a legendary mission to obtain these items. Then I got another response from Mark of Blades, another fellow content creator, and I think he's actually got quite a good idea. Let me know what you guys think. He said, I think the raids have been there long enough that the exotics can be put in the DZ. It's high risk, high reward. I do think they should replace them with the old ones. This way raids will have new purpose and the DZ can perform how it was meant to be, about loot. I completely agree with this because here's the problem that I see currently. The Dark Zone, there's not a lot of reward there for a PvE player. There's no reason to go in there and farm gear. You can get pretty much everything you need bar a couple of other DZ exclusives that I think have been added to the general loot pool by now. You don't have to go in the DZ to obtain these. So if you can actually add, gate the new exotics into the raids, that would create a purpose to actually go and do the raid again. I wouldn't mind that. A lot of people might be discouraged by this and might be annoyed by this because I get we're going to have to be forced to play content that already exists, which is not what we want. But I guess that's just the way it would have to be. But I think that would make or give me a reason to play the raid, and I'm sure you guys will agree with that. It'll be fun to jump in, get the new exotics, and just have a blast again because I miss those days. Now, the only issue with that is, and from what I can see from some of the other comments that were listed down below, is that maybe some of these exotics, people don't want to go into the DZ because currently, the 3 exotics we mentioned earlier if they get put in the DZ, it doesn't mean you can't get the 2 from the raid. You can still go and get them from the raid or the bighorn from the mission. You can still do them. So it's not like it's only going to be in the DZ. So if they do this, it's going to only be in the DZ. Therefore, you're going to have a problem. Some of the players are not going to let you extract. It might be a difficult experience, but that is the whole point of the Dark Zone, in my opinion. The Dark Zone is an exciting place where you get your loot stolen. I've had my loot stolen plenty of times, and it was not easy, and I cried about it, but it's fine. That's what makes the game so exciting. Those last 10 seconds when there's enemy agents around or nearby, or people all watching, the tension in the air is what the Division is about. So that would not only increase the amount of people wanting to go into the Dark Zone, but also increase the amount of people wanting to go into the raid. So it would just help inject maybe more players into doing different activities. It could be new, it could be done, but I'm not too sure if that might be the right thing to do. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, because I am a little bit drawn both ways. I also agree that, you know, if a player has just spent days doing the raid and now all of a sudden you can get it in the Dark Zone, then maybe he feels a bit hard done by. The problem is the game is so old, and I feel like we might as well be doing this. It'll just help people to go in. So I said I agree that replacing the exotics with the new ones will be a good and also create a reason to play the raid again. This will draw people to the DZ. So I really do think this is a good idea, but I guess we're going to have to see what gets implemented. If anything is listened to from any of these discussions, so make sure you guys leave a comment and like so we can try and spread this. Another response was from AU Nexus. It's a slap in the face to the players that actually grinded for weeks, months to get the raid exotics. Putting them in the DZ means the maintenance mode is not far away. And with the latest Ubisoft news, they have probably been told to wind the game up quickly. So I think what he's trying to say here, what he's mentioning is they're winding the game up. They want it to finish soon. The game's on its last legs. So they maybe want to switch it onto maintenance mode. And I do understand what he's been saying. The fact that players have actually grinded for weeks or months to get the raid exotics. But the thing is, you can still get them from the raid, and getting them in the Dark Zone is not going to be easy. The fact of the matter is when you have an exotic, and when the game launches, or when, should I say, Season 11 launches, everyone's going to know this. So let me tell you right now, it's going to be very difficult to extract in Season 11. People are going to be all over you. And you never know, maybe it just allows people who never had a chance to get the exotics, because I know people who still don't have the Ravenous, because it is difficult to get. And yes, I know there are online places where you can go and actually say, I need this gun, can you guys find me a group? It's still not that easy, and I think a lot of people still cannot obtain these guns still today. So I think it is a good thing to let players obtain them, and you can still get them from the raids if you want to do that. So raid carries, I guess, are still a thing. Then I'm going to talk about what Buzz said. I'm all for it. I think that all exotics should be added into the general loot pool for the entire game. It's been 4 years, and it's time to remove all the guardrails and do anything and everything that can be done to increase player engagement. This is exactly what I was saying and exactly what I think. I think all the guardrails should be removed. It really is about that time, guys. I'm going to be honest. The game is really getting to the later stages, and we need some new content. We need some new game modes, which we will be getting, but it's taking quite a long time. And why not just open the floodgates? Let everything be available. It's just that time. It's been so many years. If you haven't got some of these exotics now, unfortunately, maybe you're a bit too late. If you're a new player, it gives you a chance to do it, because I know personally a lot of people are not doing the raids because it's so old. There are still raid groups. So if you guys do want to do the raid now, we want to go have a look, I will leave a link down below to my Discord. We have people there who you can communicate with to do the raids. I did do raid carries back in the day, but I stopped doing it after a couple weeks or months because it started to get a bit repetitive. So then we got another one from Stein Cardinal. Don't like it. If items are meant to be exclusive to certain content, they should stay exclusive. This is the other side of the argument that I do agree with. But I think the reason why I would argue with this now is that the game is so old. If we were still quite new in the game and it was a year or 2 years, maybe even 2.5, but we're so far from the release date, we might as well do this to allow everyone to just get their hands on the items. It might push the numbers up to have more players in the game. If they are meant to be available for everyone to put into general loot pool or make challenging projects out of it to get them, DZ is not the solution. So what do I think about this comment, and what do I think about everything as a whole? The Dark Zone is one of the biggest draws about the Division. And I feel like if you don't want to go into the DZ to get something, I think that's on you. And I feel like you should go just do it, because it is the best experience of the division. My fondest memories and the most insane memories I have of the division was the fact that I picked up this piece of loot that took me 2 weeks to get, and I need to extract it. I shoot my flare, I get ready for the helicopter. There's a whole group of agents around me. I call some of my friends to help me. They flag up Rogue at the last second. Even if I lose the piece, it's one of the most exciting moments of my gaming career, really. That's what made me love the division. So when these raid exotics, or if they do it, we're going to have to see. It's all subject to change. When Season 11 drops, and if these items are now in the DZ, I feel like we should be happy for this. I think it is a good thing. I do see the side that we were discussing earlier about it, exclusives should be kept exclusive, the people who ground out for it. That ship has sailed. I feel like we are long far gone, and the DZ was never a place where you had to go and had to farm things. Let's be honest, at some point in time, system corruption, you could only get in the DZ, probably still only there, I don't even know. System corruption, you had to go in the DZ. People don't use system corruption, hardly. It only really became strong recently. So that gave a reason for people to go in the DZ. The DZ was popping off, more content, more landmarks to be farmed. It just creates an environment in the Dark Zone that we've been missing for so many months. And I think those exotics will draw a lot of players, a lot of new players in the DZ, where they can learn a whole different side of the game. So I think it is a good thing. You will still be able to receive the exotics from the raid and the bighorn from the mission, but at the moment it's all the same. But when Season 11 drops, you can still do both. Go do it or go to the Dark Zone for loot drops. Then you got to extract the items, which makes it more exciting. So they give you the option. So if you're not happy with this, leave a comment down below. If you like it, I want to know your thoughts. Everything, guys, let's get this conversation going. And I know it is a trending topic in the community. So those are my final words. I feel like it would be really good injection of players into the Dark Zone to be able to obtain these pieces that a lot of people still don't have because they don't have a good group. And it's not easy to get some of these items. It's not just RNG, but even just completing this content like the raid is really difficult, almost impossible for some people. So I think it is a great addition, and it creates more excitement for the player base so that they can obtain these items and have the DZ experience. Leave a comment down below. Subscribe, leave a like, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next video. Peace out.